My 10 favorite songs from Dave Matthews Band, formed in 1991 in Virginia, starting with obviously Dave Matthews as singer and guitar player. He recruited local musicians from the jazz scene, Carter Buford on drums, and Leroy Moore on saxophone and flute. Starting as a trio, they eventually added bass player Stephen Lazard and violin/fiddle player Boyd Tinsley. Unfortunately, Leroy passed away, and they had Jeff Coffin who stepped in. They've also had Rashawn Ross on trumpet and Tim Reynolds, a longtime contributor with Dave, on guitar. They've had 10 studio albums since 1994, their most recent being in 2023. However, they've had almost 10 times that number of live albums, and seeing this band live is really the best way to experience them. Dave Matthews did do one solo album. I did consider it for this list, but the band has sold 31 million albums, making them one of the top 100 best-selling artists of all time. Nominated for 14 Grammys, won one. They're in the Hall of Fame, and they're essentially a more modern Grateful Dead in terms of both their jam band prowess and their fan base. Mother Father from Everyday, their fourth album in 2021. This has Carlos Santana as a guest on it. He's playing a lot of really cool licks and fills throughout the whole song. Often a lot of their songs have an Afro or otherworldly vibe. This song with Santana has a very obvious Latin feel and vibe. But then about halfway through the song, it changes to almost a prog rock song. It reminds me of a part in a Dream Theater song called Learning to Live. It goes back to the Latin feel, but then about 3/4 of the way through, you get that proggy vibe again. Very cool, unique song. Time Bomb from their seventh album in 2009, Big Whiskey and the Grugrux King. This is one of two songs on the album that's only written by Dave. And Grugrux was a collective nickname that the original trio gave to each other when they were jamming and things were going well. Others have adopted the name as they've joined the band and fell in line with the rhythm. The intro of this song has two different melodies that pretty much stay throughout the whole song. The vocals initially are very soft and peaceful. The song gives me a little bit of All Along the Watchtower vibes, at least the way that Dave covers it. I love the lyric, "If Martians fell from the sky, what would that do to God?" And then about 2/3 of the way through the song, everything it was doing, it keeps doing. It just puts it to 10. And then Dave's singing goes to 11. Great, almost heavy style vocals. You don't get a lot of screaming style vocals or metal style vocals almost from Dave, and that's what this is, and it's great. Madman's Eyes, the lead single from their 10th album in 2023, Walk Around the Moon. This credits the whole band as songwriters. It's got a great sax solo from Jeff Coffin. Lyrically, the song has to do with mass shootings, a pretty sad topic. And there's a very dark sound to it, almost an Egyptian dark sound. Switch's time signature is either in 3/4 or 6/8 for part of it, maybe both. It goes between that and 4/4. Chorus is very heavy. It almost has like a metal Bee Gees feel to it. And there's a lot of parts in this song that get very heavy, get almost very progressive. Some of my favorite types of Dave Matthews songs. So Right from Everyday, their fourth album in 2001. I love the opening guitar feel. It has a slight funk, John Frusciante feel to me. Just tons of swagger in it. Then the opening line with the roll out, the way he says it. Song's so badass. And then it transitions into something that sounds a little more sensual, almost Marvin Gaye-like. And going into that chorus, it's such a smooth transition. Great saxophone solo in this song as well from Leroy Moore. Samurai Cop, Oh Joy Begins. The lead single and first track from their 9th album in 2008, Come Tomorrow. This song is credited only to Dave as a songwriter, and they were playing this song live for about 2 years before it was put out on the album. Known more for acoustic guitar, I think the electric guitar in this song is so badass sounding. Has very U2 vibes, great tones. Hearing the lyrics, the song reminds me of both my kids, and also it makes me nostalgic about my own childhood. The song's supposed to be about just joy and happiness. That Samurai Cop part is just because Dave thought that was a kick-ass name for a song. Carter Buford, the stuff he's playing in the verses in this song is just phenomenal. Great drumming in a lot of songs, but this is top notch. Warehouse from their first full studio album in 1994, Under the Table and Dreaming. It's also the name of their fan club. It's the longest song on the album, and it's the longest song I have on this list. And the intro could go on forever, as far as I'm concerned. It's my favorite part of the song. It's so badass. When the intro part that they play comes around the second time in the song, it's even better. Really talking about all these songs from their studio context. All these songs live can have a whole different vibe to them. The way they do the intro on this, they repeat it in a different way. It's extended. There's hits with the band. It sounds great. So as awesome as the song is for the vibe that it has, it completely switches at times to almost like a samba feel. It reminds me of the reggae part in Spirit of the Radio from Rush. But the transitions in and out of that part are so smooth. The Only Thing, from their 10th album in 2023, Walk Around the Moon. This song has 8 songwriters, basically everybody playing on it, plus one of the producers of the album. This song has almost a southern rock, blues rock vibe to it. I love the lyrics, some people believe in ghosts and aliens. I'm one of those people. And then when he gets to the lyric, Crawl Out My Mind, he goes super high, and it sounds epic. It sounds beautiful. Take the best Beatles or the best Beach Boys stereophonic parts that they do. And that's what it reminds me of. Just such a beautiful, amazing melody. Then you get a wild guitar solo from Tim Reynolds. Initially, it has a Steve Vai meets Joe Satriani vibe. Then it has almost a Buckethead vibe. There's some keytar, I believe it's a keytar, or some kind of keyboard playing in between the different guitar parts. And the song has time signature changes in it. Just a wild song. Rapunzel, from Before These Crowded Streets, their 3rd album in 1998. It's the first real song on the album. The first track is more of an intro instrumental jam to me, although they do play it live a lot. Songs written by Dave in his rhythm section. Intro is very jazz and funky, and those guys have a jazz background, so it makes sense. And I love all styles of music, but jazz is probably my least favorite. But if all jazz sounded like this, I would love it. I'm also not the biggest fan of like New Orleans Cajun music, but if it sounded like this, I would also love it. I also don't like dancing, but I hear 3 different rhythms at times that I feel like I could dance to. There's even the lyric, lost in love and dancing. So all that stuff I'm talking about happens, and you're not even a third of the way through the song. And then when you do get towards the end, you get a super long outro jam. It's amazing. Gray Street, the 3rd promotional single from their 5th album in 2002, Busted Stuff. Of all the singles, this performed the worst, but I sure think it's the best. I've done this over 20 times now, top 10 songs from bands, and this was the hardest for me to pick between song number 2 and song number 1. This song is sadder than song number 1. It's beautiful, but it's sad and it's dark to me, but it's darkness that draws you into it. Beautiful songwriting. I love how the first 2 choruses are shorter than the 3rd one. I love the ride bell hits from Carter Buford in the choruses. In that 3rd chorus that's longer, I love how Dave goes to 11 with the vocals. You almost get a scream style to it. Just an amazing song, and you asked me on the right day, and maybe it's number 1 instead. Stay, Wasting Time, the 2nd single from their 3rd album in 1998, Before These Crowded Streets. Not only do I think it's their best song, the state of Virginia, where they're from, does. They used it for a tourism commercial for a while. And this song features the Lovely Ladies as background vocalists. It's got songwriting credits to the whole band, which is great. And it highlights all the amazing things that Dave Matthews Band does well. Really cool, unique acoustic guitar lines. The bass slides in, then it plays a funky fill. Uber complex, but super smooth drumming. A horn section that would make the Blues Brothers jealous. Boyd Tinsley going between both the violin and the fiddle. Bridge with electric guitar jamming out. And then the outro is a jam. All the things you want to hear in a Dave Matthews song, all done perfectly.